What is up, you guys? So today we are going to go ahead and we are going to harvest our sweet potatoes. We're going to pull them up out of the ground and we are going to get them stored away. So we planted those on June 10th and today is October 31st. Happy Halloween. This video is not going out on October 31st, but I'm filming it on October 31st. So, we are going to go ahead, we're going to get our sweet potatoes pulled out of the ground. It is actually supposed to freeze next week, and a lot of times what I do is I usually have a tendency to wait until the last minute to get stuff done before the freeze comes, and I don't want that to happen this year. This year I'm going to be on top of it, and I'm actually going to get it done now. So let's go ahead and get our sweet potatoes pulled. May look a bit of a mess out here, but there's definitely some stuff happening. So I'm going to start with this spot right here. And the reason I'm going to do that is because, do you see this right here? This entire mess right here? This was one plant that started like right in here somewhere. And I did not plant that. That just sprung up on its own and I let it take over. Same exact thing right over here. A little plant, I think it was actually right there, sprung up. It was really small. I let it grow. It took over this entire space. So what I want to do is I want to harvest all these potatoes in this row right here. Tomatoes were planted here earlier this summer. And I want to weigh them out and see how many potatoes did I get that I actually did not plant as a result of allowing two slips to come in right there and right there. So that should not be too much work, to be honest, because it's not like a massive space. It's just, you know, here and there. And then over here, oh, we have some pumpkins. That'll be fun. We have the main thrust of sweet potatoes, which I think that was 6, 12, 18. I think that was 18 slips, and I do see some right here. You can see them right here. So we may end up with some monster-sized potatoes like we have the last two years that we've planted these. So this is going to be a lot of work to get through, so I may not get to this today, but my main thing is to just get those done today. So I'm actually going to go ahead, there's a little bit of a pickle worm on one of those pumpkins, so I'm going to go ahead and they like bore into the fruit so they'll spoil it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull those two pumpkins. I'm going to get the wheelbarrow and we're going to dig up this row over here of sweet potatoes. Alright, so I'm a little on battery, so I'm going to charge my battery. I'm going to weigh the potatoes, I'm going to charge the battery, and I'm going to give the chicken some sweet potato greens. And I really want to mention this because I think this is super important. You can give your chickens sweet potato greens, but you cannot give them regular potato greens. Those are very toxic, but they can eat sweet potato greens. So I'm going to give them a bunch of these sweet potato greens because it'll give them something to peck at and mess with. From back there, from that row of sweet potatoes I did not plant, that just came up from a previous year's leftover potato nub, we ended up with 30 pounds of edible potatoes and about 13 pounds that were not edible, giving us a grand total of 44 pounds of potatoes from that row that I did not plant personally, that just came up on their own. That comes out to $81 worth of sweet potatoes from that row that I didn't plant. And I'm multiplying 44 times $1.85 per pound because that's how much organic sweet potatoes cost, is $1.85 a pound. That's why, I mean, that's why you can't underestimate the power of a volunteer plant or something that comes up like that, because they are either going to be some of the strongest, healthiest plants you've ever had, or it's just, I mean, that was $81 worth of potatoes that we did not have to buy, that just sprung up. Okay, I got a full battery, so I'm gonna go ahead and tackle this row. There was 6, 12, 18, there was 18 plants in here, so we're gonna see how much we get from it. I brought some 5-gallon buckets out, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna worry about getting them out today. I'm not gonna worry about getting them on the shelves. I'm not gonna worry about like storage and everything. I'm just gonna get them pulled out of the ground. So I'm just gonna fill these buckets up, and then once I have everything pulled, then I'll weigh everything in and we'll see how much we have total. Yeah, so let's get cracking.
He just adds.
So I got this portion done this evening. It took about 2 hours to get all this dug out. There's actually a lot of potatoes in here, so I should get another at least 2 5-gallon buckets full, if not potentially more. So I'll just stick these buckets, I think, can hold about 30 pounds each worth of potatoes. So right here is about 60 pounds roughly. I'm guesstimating here, okay? So that's pretty good. That's actually pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stick those in the garage for the time being, and I'll shelve them a different day. So I'll just get them stuck in the garage for the night. Right, it's day 2 of harvesting sweet potatoes. Let's get cracking. I bet we could finish today because I'm starting earlier. So, let's go. So we got all of the potatoes pulled today, which is really exciting. So we're completely done. We got all the potatoes out, and right here we have 135 pounds of potatoes plus an additional 30 already in the cabinet, giving us a grand total for the harvest of 2024, 165 pounds of edible potatoes that we can store away. We grew organic sweet potatoes, which at the grocery store, a 3-pound bag of sweet potatoes is $1.85 per pound. So if you multiply that by 165 pounds, that comes out to a grand total of $305.25 worth of potatoes. So the actual profit of what we grew, so it cost us $17.98 to plant all of those slips, because I purchased sets of 6 that were $5.98. I purchased 3 of them. That came out to the $17.98. And then I went ahead and added on an additional $10 for soil. And while I don't think we spent fully $10 on soil for that. I'm being generous here, okay? Because we get a trailer load of compost for $10. So I'm being generous here. So that comes out to a total of $27.98 spent out of pocket to actually plant the potatoes. And if I subtract that from the $305.25 worth of potatoes we grew, that comes out to a grand total profit of $277.27 worth of potatoes. So most of the potatoes have fit in the racks. The leftover I just stuck in these baskets up here. These are all like the really small ones, which those can just be pan roasted, like kind of like with like kielbasa or something. I don't know. And then I did have to take the pumpkins out because there wasn't enough space. And then here's the rest of the potatoes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me today. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you. If you liked this video, please let me know by giving it a big thumbs up. Feel free to click that big red subscribe button if you want to stick around. And to never miss a brand new upload, all you have to do is click that bell icon. Lastly, it really does help out the channel to comment down below because it lets YouTube know that you enjoy seeing this type of content, and so bringing that kind of engagement will push me forward in the algorithm to more people. So it's a way you can actually support the channel entirely for free. And if you can't think of anything to comment down below, just drop an emoji and I will respond. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day or night or whenever you're watching this, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.